Have you seen Miami's new proposed stadium?
I have not. Let's do that. That'll be fun. Let's talk about that.
So this is pretty cool because it talks about like a whole park and everything that they're planning on adding to the stadium. So
Inter Miami have been making headlines ever since the momentous signing of Lionel Messi,
he's on a 3-year contract.
propelling the club towards
I actually
a
don't know. That's a
promising
good
future.
question.
Okay.
Despite acquiring the greatest player of all time, there is still some work to be done, both on and off the pitch, to ensure that a player of Messi's caliber enjoys a truly opulent football experience.
I've been seeing
A
a lot of people say until they can get the MLS to the point where they have the kind of infrastructure and stadiums to really hold it, they should be playing his games in NFL stadiums.
Oh, absolutely.
Because the crowds that he's drawing it's actually ridiculous. It's comparable. You could draw 50,000 easy to see him play at this point.
And you think, the Dolphins stadium is not that far away from where they're playing.
Right.
And the Dolphins have Hard Rock Stadium is a very nice facility. They matter of fact, they just did some recent upgrades not too long ago.
Right.
That would be a really cool place. And it almost looks. Have you know what the stadium looks like?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it has like that open top and everything. But it also has the seats.
Didn't they play the Super Bowl there a couple years ago?
I think they're about to.
Or no, it wasn't that. It was it the national championship?
They
College football
played.
national championship.
Yeah, they either played the national championship there. I think Georgia and Michigan played there in 2021.
I remember a big game watching it being played at Miami.
I think it was Georgia and Michigan. I actually won tickets to that game, and almost went and sold them for over $2,000.
Bro, what you doing, bro?
I didn't lose anything on that. I couldn't make it. It was like a 10-hour drive. It was in Miami. That's exactly where it was. That's where they played. I was going to go down to Miami and then decided not to. But
Dang.
yeah.
All right, well, let's get back into this.
Gotta do it.
A significant step in this direction is the construction of the team's new stadium,
Look at that.
Miami Freedom Park.
Freedom Park, baby.
I like it.
New
too.
stadium plans.
Big fan of freedom.
Miami Freedom Park is an ambitious project envisioned as a cutting-edge 25,000-seat stadium
Ooh.
set to grace Miami, Florida. It will serve
I
as
don't know
the
that
new home of
25,000 is
Inter
still
Miami
enough.
CF,
I wonder if
state-of-the-art facility.
they're counting on the fact that Messi's not going to always be here.
Fair
but
enough.
still, like, I think what he's doing for the sport shows that it can get. I don't know. I would be trying to build something bigger, but
Yeah, I guess they also have to look at what funding they have right now and projected earnings. They can't really commit to, and the city of Miami certainly can't commit to building something like that if it doesn't work out, because ultimately the city is at fault for if they're not able to pay for the stadium. So I really wonder how that's going to go. But there was one, I'm trying to think of what team that was in American football that built a stadium and then actually didn't bring in enough money to fund it, and so they ended up having to get the city to help them out, and a lot of people got mad about it because they were like, our tax dollars shouldn't have to go to paying for a sports stadium. So I wonder if this is why they're keeping it at what do you say, 25,000?
25,000. Yeah.
I wonder. Who knows?
Facilities that befit a world-class sports venue.
Okay.
Currently, Inter Miami play its home games at the Drive Pink Stadium in Fort Lauderdale, a temporary venue that was
They don't
never
even play in
intended to
Miami.
be
Right.
their permanent home. The club's co-owner, David Beckham, has tirelessly sought approval for the construction of Miami Freedom Park. And
Yeah, they need
finally,
somebody like
in the
Beckham
spring
pushing
of
that.
2022,
Yep.
Dang,
the
look
city
at that,
of
dude.
Miami granted Inter Miami a 99-year lease for a closed golf course
Nice.
near to Miami International Airport.
Nice.
Dude, that's cool.
New stadium design and features. The design of the new complex has been meticulously planned by American architectural firms Architectonica and HOK.
That's cool.
The Mel Rees Country Club, a city-owned golf course, will be transformed into a modern sporting complex. Alongside
Yeah.
the state-of-the-art stadium, the complex
Yeah,
will boast
forget
a
golf.
750-room hotel, a 58-acre park, and a massive
Yo.
1 million square foot commercial area, housing offices, retail stores,
Yo, this thing's gonna
and
be lit.
entertainment
Dude,
venues.
this is nice.
The owners of the club
I know that a
Exciting.
lot of teams in American sports are starting to move towards turning their facilities into like a complex.
Yeah,
So
you see that with Los Angeles' new stadium
mhm.
that they built.
Yep, the SoFi, and you also see that with
Was it Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas?
uh-huh.
Yep.
And even like with the Cowboys now, they have that there's this. Nope, that's wrong. That's their practice facility. They have a field. They have an entire field that the public can come play on. It's like manicured with like
What?
yeah. So
Dude.
like teams are moving towards turning this into complex. There's shopping.
Okay.
There's hotel. There's dining. There's things like that.
That makes sense.
I know the Texas Rangers are doing that. They have like a whole music venue with stages and like entertainment. They're turning it into more, and that's the American sports effect. We turn it all into entertainment.
Yeah, that's true. But something that kind of struck me while as soon as we paused the video. So that 80,000 square foot park or something like that. No, even more than that. It was a lot. It was a big park. I think what they may be trying to do is influence residents to come to that park and say, this is a safe space, come hang out. Then you begin to build up that communal aspect that football requires to thrive.
Right.
Because this is a game of, if you get the community involved, if you get younger leagues started and things of that nature, it's going to blow up. So maybe that's the plan.
I wonder if they would opt more for entertainment and like the monetary gain, or if they would opt to actually turn it into more of like an academy based, where like, hey, we got the younger clubs going to be coming up through here, we're going to have our have the academy as a good place to grow up and play. So I don't know if they'll go for that or they'll go more for entertainment.
I think they would miss a huge opportunity if they didn't take that route. If they did not take the route of, let's build something here that can last a lifetime. They got a 99-year lease on this thing.
Right.
Build something that is valuable to the community around you, and one that 2 generations from now are going to be looking at this and going, man, because of this stadium that was built, my entire family's life changed as far as what they cared about for sports, and maybe even some of these kids that could come up through this academy could be some of the best stars in the MLS. I mean, I don't feel like it would be that hard to become one of the greatest players that ever played in the United States if you really, put the time and effort in and all that.
Right.
I don't know, man. This could be something huge, and I really hope it is what I'm thinking could happen with this.
We'll see, man.
We will see.
Beckham have spared no expense in creating a complex that will rival some of the most iconic sports stadiums globally, like Wembley Stadium and Yankee Stadium, making Miami Freedom Park the largest park in the city. The stadium itself will provide seating for 25,000 spectators.
It just seems so small.
The north stand will feature a steep, single-tiered grandstand.
It looks great. It looks like a great stadium, but I'm just thinking about like 25,000. Dude, I went to see Coldplay at AT&T Stadium, and they took an entire section of the stadium out for their staging area.
Right.
And there were still 77,000 people that attended that concert.
Yeah, and you're thinking about and I'm sure the World Cup games are already scheduled and what stadiums they're going to play in and stuff like that. But even in the future, like how we saw the English Premier League came over and played a ton of games, it's going to be hard for them to pick a stadium like Miami if there's only 25,000 seats.
Oh yeah, if they're doing World Cup, it's going to have to be played in NFL stadiums because
there's no doubt about it.
Facility, or even some college stadiums. Like there are some college teams that have stadiums that would rival 25K.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. I mean,
I think Tennessee has a bigger stadium than that.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Definitely do. I would even say probably the University of Miami has a bigger stadium than that.
Yeah. It's not all about like how big it is. I'm trying to gauge, where the sport actually is here.
Yeah, I'm looking at this too though. They look like they have room to move it up. They're not closing it in, so it's not a dome by any means. They might be able to raise this roof and put in more seats as the years progress. I don't know, man. I see a lot of missed opportunity with this. It's a beautiful stadium. The concept
I like the park. The park is a cool idea.
Yeah, and this looks cool. This looks pretty dang dope.
Great design, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great way to put 25,000 in a stadium.
I just think I think that the sport is growing interest at such a rapid rate over here.
Yeah.
That I think like I wouldn't want you to outgrow it in the next 10 years.
Yeah, that would be dumb.
Because the sport is growing here, dude. The fact like I was watching a live comedy podcast, and dude, I saw Messi jerseys on a Monday night comedy show.
What?
In Austin, Texas. It's just like it's
wow.
Like people, dude. Do you know how many times last week I saw Cameron Clark walking campus 3 times, and I saw him in 3 different Messi jerseys.
Yeah, he has all 3. He has all 3 of them. He's got Barcelona, PSG, and his Miami one.
I don't know. He has Argentina.
Oh, Argentina. Yeah, that's what it is. That's
he
what
was
it
telling
is.
me he didn't have PSG.
Yeah, not PSG.
But I was like, dude, I saw him walking around campus at night. I was like, dude, what? Tonight you're on Argentina. Tonight you're on Miami. So yeah, the fact, like, cool. I'm just saying, it's growing. And it might be the fad of Messi being here, but I don't think. I think the sport is actually getting interest because of him, and because I think that the younger generation really finds this game attractive.
Yeah, and I think Miami's planning enough in advance to say we can fill 25,000 seats. That's a lot of people. Mm-hmm. I don't think they're planning enough in advance as what we are and saying that the sport is going to blow up. It's going to take off. It is currently taking off, and it's going to do more. Like you said, Messi won't be there forever, so maybe Miami's anticipating maybe not being the top team in the league anymore or whatever, but I don't know. I'm interested to see.
To amplify the vocal support of passionate fans, covered by a roof designed to enhance their chance. On the south side, an opening will be topped with a bridge and additional hospitality areas.
That's cool.
The stadium's exterior will be distinctively wrapped with a lightweight, translucent roof. The anticipated opening of Miami Freedom Park is set for 2025, with the club aiming for either the summer or early fall of that year. Notably, the entire project is 100% privately funded by the club's ownership, a rarity in the history of US sports stadiums.
Wow, dude.
However, this endeavor comes at a considerable cost, expected to exceed over $1 billion, mainly due to the extensive cleanup required for the contaminated land of the Mel Rees golf course. Income for the City of Miami. As part of the proposed agreement with the City of Miami, the city will receive 5% of the proceeds from the stadium's naming rights that exceed $8 million. The club is also committed to playing at the new stadium for a minimum of 30 years, subject to substantial penalties if they decide to relocate before then.
That's what I am saying.
That's tough, man.
I wouldn't want you to outgrow that in 10 years.
Yeah, that's a tough commitment, bro. 30 years?
30 years. Imagine that the sport continues to grow at the pace it's growing right now. 30 years from now, you're going to need a stadium that's going to pack. You're going to be able to pack out a little bit more.
Yeah, 30 years from now, gosh, dude, I don't know what kind of penalty they're going to incur. Wow, I used 4 different words that were not correct. I don't know what kind of penalty they're going to incur on this.
Right.
Gosh, man.
You were all around it.
I was there. I was poking around it. I just didn't get it. I don't know what kind of penalty they're going to incur, but I imagine that it's going to be a pretty substantial one because, like we were just talking about earlier, they're privately funding all this. But even if they leave this, say they don't stay in this park and they dip out, well, now the city has to figure out something to do with this. And then who do you sell to and all this other stuff. So it makes sense why they tag them on for that much. That 5% thing is pretty. I think it's pretty typical for most cities to take on such a project like this.
You think? I think it might. I don't know. I could be off on this, but I think it's gonna probably spike your ticket prices a ridiculous amount.
Maybe it's gonna be one of those things where I mean, just to be honest, the ticket prices in the MLS were not crazy to begin with.
That's what I'm saying. If you've got a demand for 100,000 seats to come see Miami, and you've only got 25,000 seats available, I'm thinking that it's going to probably cause the cost to rise. Now it's kind of crazy though, because I know in Europe they actually have a cap on ticket prices. Like they can't charge you over a certain amount, which is why a lot of people have been saying like they can go see any Premier League game they want. It's not going to cost them more than $70.
Dude,
like
that's actually
It's
Brilliant.
great.
That's brilliant. We
Dude.
need that in American sports.
Yeah, like I would love to go see my Cowboys play at home, but it's gonna cost me $300 to get a good seat.
Yeah, I'm thinking about going to even a college football game, Alabama, watching them go play just a decent team, and then we're looking at $400 a ticket for good seats.
Right, for good. Yeah, if you want to get it, like I could sit way at the top for like 120, but still,
I don't want to sit up there. I'll just stay home. I'll stay home and watch the game.
right.
Man,
So
that's a cool concept. I like that.
All right, let's see what else this video has to go.
This penalty would be $20 million if they moved within the
there we
first
go.
5
Watch
years,
it for 3 more seconds.
decreasing incrementally to $3 million after 25 years. Furthermore, the team is
It could be
obliged to
manageable if
include Miami
necessary.
in its name throughout the duration of the lease.
Of course, that
In
makes
addition
sense.
to naming rights, the city of Miami will also receive substantial rent from the football team's owners. During the construction phase, the annual rent will be $500,000, increasing once the stadium is completed. For the stadium portion of the land,
That's
team
going to act
owners
as a
will pay
property tax.
approximately $588,000 per year.
Because they gave them this land to say this is what you're going to do. Now they're paying all the money to get it renovated and all this stuff, but the city is going to get their money off of this land now, which I think is kind of a little greedy, considering there was a golf course there that probably wasn't doing much.
You brought up the word taxes, and I just my brain short circuited.
Yeah, you just kind of cut off. Yeah.
I was going into my Ron Swanson mode.
Yeah, and just think about this, man. We fought a whole war over that at some point, and then here we are. Unbelievable. Let's keep going. $588,000
While the commercial area,
year per owner.
retail, a hotel,
Wow.
and an office park will entail an annual payment of around $2.9 million US, or 5% of all gross revenues, whichever is greater. The proposal also includes a provision for Inter Miami
Wow.
to pay the city $20 million for improvements to the 58-acre public park, split into 2 installments, with the payments being non-refundable unless the city breaches the lease agreement. With these ambitious new plans,
There's a lot of legal
led
stuff
by
going on
David
here.
Beckham as the face of the owners, and Lionel Messi as the star on the pitch, the future for Inter Miami looks bright, and the Freedom Park Stadium will be a fitting setting to host such ambitions.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, short little video, quick video. We made it long by all
We
of our.
we did. I felt like the commentary was necessary though. I'm really interested to see how this plays out for them in the long run. In the first 5-10 years, perfect. Maybe not 10. First 5 years, perfect. Especially once the World Cup, like just the anticipation of what's going on. The sport's blowing up. The World Cup is on its way. It's going to be played in the United States. More people are going to get involved in the sport, and now you might be left out to dry.
And the World Cup is going to boost interest.
Oh gosh, especially in the following season, it's going to be crazy.
It's gonna go. I mean, it's already trending this way, and then that World Cup hits. It's gonna be like YouTube analytics. It's gonna just,
Boom, it's going to shoot up. They're going to hit the
Okay.
curve, and then and that following season is going to be wild. And so to really capitalize on that, I think that they might have a hard time with this setup, man.
dude, something I was thinking about this the other day. Something that Messi is doing that I think is actually getting people interested that were never interested before is. You know how there's that whole allegation of it's not allegation, it's not true, but people are like, it's scripted.
Right.
It's like because Messi keeps doing these moments that are like
Unbelievable.
and it's dramatic, like it comes out of a movie, and they're able to advertise those moments and market those moments.
That's right.
And people, if there's one thing Americans love, they love entertainment.
That's right.
They love good stories.
They're right. That's
And
right.
so if you're going to put out these stories where Messi's going to score these, game winners in the 94th minute, and then Americans are like, well, I'm going to watch this because there's intrigue.
That's right.
They're finally interested in it. And so
Yes, sir.
I think Messi is bringing people, some drama, and they love the drama.
I would agree. Absolutely. Man.
Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, we got loads of other videos.
Yeah. And we do a lot of this podcast style stuff. So, join along with us, subscribe to the channel, like, comment on the video, and hang around for a little while. You might find something that you like. We got tons of videos on both of our channels that you can check out, and I'm sure you will find something else that interests you.
This is funny. You can cut this here, but I was just gonna say, I don't know who to shout out. Like, am I gonna shout out your channel, or are you gonna shout out my channel? Because I don't know which channel this one's going on. We just filmed it.
Dude, I don't know. This is like a podcast though. It was like a.
Yeah, that was fun.
I think this would do well on either channel, honestly.
Yeah, so I don't really care either. It's just putting that out here.
Well, what up, Mike? We just finished the video, so you're good. Yeah.